Hey folks, it's time for another easy open world build. Today's choice is Power Scrapper. This build is based off the DPS build I made on the Guild Wars 2 wiki, so if you want to learn more about the basics of the build, the rotation or double check information, check out the written article or the complementary video on the DPS rotation. The links are in the description below. As usual for the open world builds, we'll follow a particular priority list for survivability changes, starting from the DPS builds for instance content. Changing gear is expensive unless you have legendary gear already, so we'll adjust food and trades first. On Scrapper you should be fine without making gear adjustments anyway. With the way it is designed, Scrapper feels great to play in any game mode. With the trade synergies on it, the gyros and tool belt skills will grant permanent super speed and quickness if you want to, which is one of the main advantages of playing a Scrapper as you're just moving very fast. On many fights, fast movement is very helpful to do mechanics. On top of that, Scrapper is straightforward to play and generally very resilient even in DPS gear due to the trait Impact Savant, which converts 5% of your outgoing damage into barrier. This can make you pretty much unkillable as long as you deal enough damage, making Scrapper a very good option for beginners that want to have a more relaxed and forgiving experience. Impact Savant is also why going for defensive gear, traits or food might not always be a net gain in survivability, as it reduces the damage you deal and thus the amount of barrier you gain. Nonetheless, there are some things you can do that don't cost a lot of damage and increase survivability noticeably. A first step to increase survivability is to use Kinetic Accelerators instead of Applied Force. This is a massive boost to survivability when playing alone, as having quickness drastically increases the damage you deal. Remember, on Scrapper, more damage means more barrier through Impact Savant. This is convenient since it's also equivalent to the quickness Scrapper build for instance content, so that you can take it into raids, strikes, etc. too. To trigger Kinetic Accelerators, you need to use blast finishers and leap finishers inside any combo field. The following sources of blasts and leaps are readily available to you. As it includes 2 leap finishers in quick succession, Rocket Charge becomes an integral part of your rotation. The Blast Gyro and the Function Gyro always supply quickness because they are both a combo field and a blast finisher. The second massive step in survivability is to use Alchemy instead of firearms. This will cost you a chunk of your damage, but it will provide passive sustain and longer boon duration via compounding chemicals and a large reduction to damage taken via Iron Blooded. The latter makes you take 2% less strike damage for every unique boon you have. This is especially strong when you use Jade protocols. These give you 150 additional toughness, vitality, condition damage and power, as well as all boons aside from stability, resistance and resolution on entering combat. These effects can be pre-stacked by using an enchanted Snow Diamond tonic repeatedly when out of combat. The protection from this is another free massive gain to survivability. I also like to combine the trait compounding chemicals with the food fried golden dumplings for easy healing and might coverage. In explosive, we're gonna swap to short fuse to cover fury on ourselves. When it comes to general gameplay, you have very nice defensive tools readily available via hammer. You can make use of shock shield to block attacks and generate more barrier. Rocket Charge supplies quickness around you when used inside a combo field, and it also is an evade skill allowing you to dodge attacks. In cases where you might need more frequent condition cleanses, use the Purge Gyro. This provides a pulsing condition removal for cases where you might need it. This also comes with a light combo field that provides additional condi cleanses and the poison combo field via the tool belt skill chemical field. In open world I also like to use the Blast Gyro. This allows you to cover a lot of might stacks on yourself and is both a fire field and a blast finisher, as I said before. This also comes with a tool belt skill Bypass Coating, which gives us a stun break and another source of super speed. If you want to, you can also change your relic. There's 2 options that I see viable here. The first one is the Relic of Durability for protection and regeneration on every cast of your heal skill Medic Gyro. Combined with the tool belt skill Reconstruction field, this will cover a good uptime on protection, especially when combined with the additional boon duration from Alchemy. Second, you can use the Relic of the Chronomancer for easier quickness uptime on yourself if you don't want to watch combo finishers as much. If you want to have an option for ranged gameplay, you can use a rifle instead of hammer. This is particularly good in fights where being in melee is too dangerous. It provides very high range gameplay aside from jump shot and is also great for tagging mobs in events. Since you cannot weapon swap on Engineer, you need to decide which weapon to use prior to engaging combat. In cases where you only need to go into range on demand, using the Elite Skill Mortar Kit is usually enough. If all of those changes are not comfortable enough for you, you can use Survivability Food and a utility item for another minus 10% damage taken and 150 toughness. Now, that's it for today. Feel free to like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. I hope this video was insightful for you and made you want to try Power Scrapper. See you next time and happy nyomming around!